Hi there. It's so good to see you. It's been a while, huh? How have you been doing? Okay, so what are we working on today? Okay, just your back? That's fine. What kind of pressure would you like? Alright, I can do that. Do let me know if it's too much pressure, if you're feeling pain that's above you really shouldn't be in pain while I'm giving you a massage. I might hit a painful spot, might be like a 6 out of 10, but I shouldn't stay there very long, okay? All right. So are you ready? Are you feeling comfortable? Okay. All right. So just warming up the back a little bit. Is the footrest in a good place for you? Okay, great. Just warming up the back. So doing long strokes all over the back. Just warming the skin up. Okay. And now working along the spine. Just down towards your hips. Good. I'm doing some kneading, just cupping my hands, almost like I was kneading dough, but I'm not lifting up the skin or anything. It's just the movement of kneading dough. It's not the actual action of picking up skin. It's just, again, to warm up the muscles. And moving around the shoulder blade. Good. Around the top of the shoulders with my forefingers. And pinching the top of the shoulder blade a bit. And using my forefingers right along the flat part of the blade. And then kind of scooping with my fingers underneath the shoulder blade. Good. Just scooping. Just cupping underneath the shoulder blade a bit. Let me pop your shoulder up a little with this hand, and I'll use the other hand to go underneath the shoulder blade. Does that feel okay? Yeah, you've got some tightness in there. Don't worry. We'll take care of it. Okay. Good, good, good. Alright, and massaging all along that shoulder blade. Yeah, you have a few tight areas. I'm going to use my thumbs back and forth right along that shoulder blade area. Good. Excellent. And my forefingers again right on the rhomboids, which are between your shoulder blade and your spine. Yeah, they can get very tight. And you have your trapezius muscle through here as well. So just using my forefingers on both hands and just kind of pulling down along the muscle. So sometimes when I'm using my whole hand, it's kind of to feel where the specific tight muscles are so that I can go in deeper with my thumb. I can do a bit more deep work with my thumbs. Good. Okay. And using my knuckles down the side of your spine, and then some pressure on your hips. There you go. Just small circles with my knuckles along your hips. And up, warming up those muscles again, using my forefingers down the side of your spine. And again, along your hip bones, and then kind of a smooth wave motion up. And using my thumbs all the way down. That feel good? Good. Alright, and using some pressure down along your hip bone. Okay, and now using my forefingers right along your spine and pulling out. And then using my hand to push forward. Good. Does that feel all right? Okay. And pulling. And then pushing. And pulling. And then pushing. And pulling. And then pushing. Pulling. And pushing. Yep. You have a very tight area here in the mid-back. So I'm just going to use my thumbs a little bit more. So I'm actually going to use my thumb flat and then use the palm of my hand to push down with that thumb. Good. Excellent. Yeah, that can really help that to release. Does that feel good? Good. Okay. And pulling and pushing and then back up to the shoulder blades. And around, working that rhomboid a little bit more with my thumbs because there's still some crunchy spots there. I feel good. All right, yeah. And then moving from your neck down the top of your shoulder. Very good. Nice. How's that feeling? Yeah? Doing well? Good. Good. That's what I like to hear. Good. Alright, and doing a little bit on the back of your neck. Okay. And now using my forearms, and I'm going to go down the side of your spine, using my elbow a bit. And then pushing down on your hip bone. Good. And using my forearms. There we go. And then back up using my elbow. Not too much because that can be painful, but a little bit. Good. Okay. And going down. Excellent. Let's do the other side. Okay. So now going down side of your spine. And along the top of your hip bone. Good. Okay. And then again doing this kneading kind of motion with both hands. Just warming up the skin and the muscles. And more muscles are so much easier to work with. That's why I have the heating pad on the table. Yeah, it's chilly out today. So I have that heating pad on. Let me know if it gets too hot or if you'd like it warmer. Okay. And doing this kneading motion up and down your back. Good. And then around your shoulder blade. So pinching the top of your shoulder blade with my thumb and my forefinger, and then using my forefingers to go around the shoulder blade. And using the side of my hand, kind of curve along, and to go, I'm going to go underneath your shoulder with this hand, and then use my other hand to go kind of underneath the shoulder blade a little bit. Yeah, with my thumb a little too, because you definitely have tight muscles there. Does that feel okay? It can be very uncomfortable for some people. Okay, it's not hurting you? Good. Alright, using my forefingers along the flat part of the shoulder blade. Good. And again, using my thumbs along the rhomboids. So you're crunchy on this side too. Are you left-handed? Okay. Yeah, sometimes I can tell by where you use your muscles. So it can often be higher up in your shoulder for your dominant hand, and sometimes lower down, more in your rhomboids for your non-dominant hand. But it kind of depends on what you do too. If you do a lot of sports or play music or things where you're working kind of ambidextrously, that can change the way your muscles get worked as well. So continuing to go around this shoulder blade and use these thumbs on any crunchy muscles. Okay, so I found a really tight muscle here, and I'm going to press in with my thumb and just count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then just using my fingers and my thumbs again to kind of work that out. That should be kind of the most painful thing I do. So you should have, it's probably a bit uncomfortable, but it should only last that 10 seconds. And if it gets to be too uncomfortable, you find yourself tensing up, definitely let me know. Okay, working around the shoulder blade again. All right. And from your neck down the top of your shoulder. Good. Okay. And then using my knuckles again to go down and along the top of your hip. And up like a wave. And then my 4 fingers down your spine and across your hip bone and up again like a wave. And then my thumbs all the way down your spine, across your hip bone. And now I'm going to stay down here. I'm going to do some figure 8s on your low back. So using my 2 hands just to make a alternating figure 8. Just to, again, keep these muscles warm. Good. And then using my 4 fingers at your spine and pulling across and then up and across and then up, pulling and then pushing, pulling and then pushing. Yeah, you don't have that same spot in your mid back on this side, so you may tilt a little bit to one side. Or, you know, if you're doing like digging in the garden or something, you probably favor one side with the way you stand. Yeah. So pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing, and back up to that shoulder blade. So doing a little bit more work with my 4 fingers on that really tight spot in your shoulders. So wanting to just really keep it warm. And convince your body that it is safe to let go. Yeah, it's okay. When your body's tight like this, it's just trying to protect you. So using the side of my hand a little bit. So there's lots of different surfaces of my hand that I can use to kind of get at these muscles. So I can use my 4 fingers cupped kind of a little bit in a bowl. I can use my thumbs when I really want to pinpoint a special section and I want to really dig in a little bit deeper. Even when I use my 4 fingers, I can use my middle finger. I can get more pressure there if I want to kind of pinpoint an area. I use the side of my hand. I can use, again, like I did before, I can use this thumb and then kind of press on it and use that almost like a tool. Like if I had a wooden dowel or something, I actually have a wooden piece that I use for massage sometimes, very rarely. Most people prefer to have hands than tools. So I have found ways to use my hands like tools so that people prefer that human touch, but I can get a little bit more pressure without wearing my thumbs out. So again, working that rhomboid, using the side, and then I can also use my elbows a little bit. Gently though, because that can be too much. Okay, I'm pulling down from your neck, top of your shoulders. And again, working the back of your neck. So again, I'm doing that kind of kneading motion on the back of your neck. Good, and then I'm going to use my elbows again and my forearms and push down. And then press on your hip bone. Good, and using my forearms to just spread out your back. And then going back up, using my elbow around your shoulder blade. And then just wrapping up the massage a little bit. I am going to do just very closing because your low back was so tight. I'm going to do a little bit of glute work. So I'm just going to use my elbows right in your glutes. Yeah. I like doing this with elbows because I think it feels less invasive. Glute work can feel really uncomfortable for a lot of people. So. But it's very, very beneficial. And often when we have low back pain, use my forearms, just pressing down on your low back. Yeah, does that feel good? Good. When we have low back pain, it can often be our glutes. So just, again, doing that sort of up the sides of the spine and then that wave motion just to calm the body down. Get ready to end the massage. Putting one hand at your shoulder blades, one hand at your hip, and just rocking. Good. How are you feeling? Yeah? I feel better? Any places you need a little bit more work? Okay. Yeah, I'll do it a little bit more on the low back. That glute massage really kind of brought out that pain, huh? Okay, so I'm going to use my fists and just push down on your hip bone and on your sacrum area. And then I'm going to also use my fists on your glutes. Yeah, just, I think my massage therapy teacher called this potato mashing. Yeah, I don't know if that's the most appealing term, but I suppose I kind of get where that comes from. Okay. Pressing down the legs just a little bit. And doing a little bit more of the potato mashing on your other glute. Yeah. I mean, if somebody's really comfortable, I'll use my 4 fingers on glutes, especially because we do glute massage through a sheet. But it's, you know, I can actually do really good work through the sheet and just use my knuckles and my forearms and my elbows, and I think that's a little bit more comfortable for people. Does that feel a little bit better? Good. Well, I'm so glad you came in today. Yeah, don't make it so long next time. I know, it's really hard to book with me right now. My schedule is so crazy. Yeah, it's been a really, really busy year, but I'm here. So, yeah, you may just have to plan ahead a little bit. So maybe before you leave today, you could book for a month from now. Yeah, and then at least get in a month. Does that sound good? All right. Take good care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.